Welcome to the Dawn Osborne Show, Limitless Life. The big question women like you and I ask is, how do we do that? How do we have a growth mindset? How do we increase our emotional intelligence? How do we do life, business and marketing, and yet still remain balanced in the rhythm of our life and our family? Those are the questions that this podcast will answer. My name is Dawn Osborne, and welcome to my Limitless Life podcast. Good morning, everybody. Dawn here. I want to talk today about pressure, and is pressure killing you? So I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but my mum on a Sunday we used to have Sunday lunch every Sunday, and she used to have a pressure cooker, and she used to do all the vegetables in the pressure cooker. Vegetables went in, meat went in, everything went in, and it was all cooked in a pressure cooker. And how you would know that it was, it was right, it would make this alarming sound, like a really high-pitched whistle, and then mum would know that, okay, it's done. The pressure would build so much within the pressure cooker that the sound of this really high-pitched screaming sound that came off the pressure cooker was like, okay, it's done, it's enough, we need to release some pressure. And so that's what I feel like, for me personally, that is what I have felt like in the last 24 hours. I don't know if any of you know this. I'm doing an event tonight at 6:30 on the Sunshine Coast. It's 21 actions to fearless. And I must admit, I felt like a bit of a pressure cooker over at least the last 12 hours. I have felt like this alarm going off in my head, like, oh my gosh, the pressure. And so, I wanted to talk to you guys about that today. So maybe you are having a sense of pressure. It could be, it could be a work pressure. It could be a relationship pressure. It could be, a deadline. It could be a business task that you haven't completed yet, and you're like the pressure to make it happen. Do you know that feeling where it feels really intense, and it's like that pressure cooker, like there's an alarm going off. It's like, oh my gosh, I've got to release some pressure. So I want to share with you how I release some pressure, because it's really important. That I wanted to give you this tool because it worked for me last night, and I thought, you know what, today there could be some people out there that have some pressure and will need to release it. So what I did, so obviously I'm going to tell you what caused the pressure for me. It's a simple thing. So I'm doing this event. I've got like a phenomenal amount of people coming way above and beyond what I wildly expected. And so I feel like I'm not ready or I'm not prepared, and that's pressure. When you feel like you're not prepared, it's pressure. And the one thing that was going over and over, it was like tormenting me, was the registration desk. It's as simple as that, the registration desk, because I'm visualizing all of these people coming in. I mean, there's going to be, 100 people that are registered, 180 something plus people have registered. So I just visualize everybody trying to find a car park, then everybody trying to get in the door. And how do I didn't prepare a large team to service all these people. So I'm rolling with the pressure of how do I make people's entry into the event, streamlined, and I'm just going over and over and over to the point where it's almost like verging on a little panic attack, and when you work with fearless, when your brand is fearless women and you face fearless, it's not much fun, I can tell you. But just because I've got a movement called Fearless Women does not mean to say that I don't hit fear, because I hit it about the registration table. Anyway, this is just the thing that I had to do. This is what I did, and this is what you need to do. So if you're feeling any pressure, and the pressure, and there's a scenario that's rolling around and around and around in your mind, it's like you can see it, and you're consumed by the problem. All right. The one thing that I had to do to get to sleep last night was to shift what I was looking at. So I was looking at the problem. I was just rolling my mind, the problem, the fear. The fear came over me as what are people going to think as they enter into the venue, as they get to the registration desk? How are they going to be feeling? So a fear rose up in me. Oh my gosh, what are these people going to think? And then it was like, oh my gosh, I got to stop this because I'm tormenting myself. I had to go, right, I need to figure out the solution. I need to put my mind in the solution. What's the solution? So I shut down rolling around the problem in my mind, and I went, okay, let's have a look at the solution. So I created a visual in my mind to go, okay, this is the solution. And in my mind, I didn't look at the problem. I looked, okay, what can I do? What can I do? What's within my power? And as I started to look at all the solutions, the pressure lifted. It's like, oh no, I can do that. I could do that. It's not the normal way of doing things, but I could do this. I could do this. And before you knew it, I had the solution, and that pressure just left me, and it was like, okay, I've got the solution now, I'm at peace. And peace came, and I went to sleep, and it was all good. So for you today, is there something that you need to shift your focus? Okay, so you need to take your eyes off the problem, because the problem's not going anywhere, and you looking at the problem is not going to solve the problem. You need to shift your eyes, and you need to find the solution to your problem. Worrying about the problem creates pressure on yourself, which will create anxiety, it will create worry, and it will create torment. Okay, so you'll be lying awake at night worrying about the problem. So I want to share with you today that the best thing that you can do to release the pressure, like that pressure cooker, is shift it, release the pressure, is just focus on the solution. Come up with at least 3 solutions and find the one that fits perfectly for your scenario. So anyway, I hope that helps you today. I was just, I feel like I'm just sharing my daily dramas with you, but I know that if I find a solution, I'm happy to share it, because that's what I do. I know that my purpose on this world is to help people overcome fear, and I've just given you a live example of some fear that I had in relation to pressure, having too much pressure. And right now I feel at complete peace, I'm in complete confidence, and I am super excited about this event tonight. I think it's going to be amazing. I've got a lot of people come in, and I know I can help a lot of people. So anyway, you have a super blessed day. If you come in tonight and you're watching this, awesome. Come and introduce yourself. Let me know who you are. Otherwise, come expectant. Come expectant for breakthrough. Come expectant to move, step forward in your life and get rid of fear. All right, you have a great day. See ya.